Zoology students, welcome back to the Zoology video lecture series. Today we're going to look at Arthropods Lesson 2. So we're going to start talking about the chelicerates. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the chelicerates, there are roughly 60,000 named species. They include everything from the horseshoe crab, sea spiders, the true spiders, ticks, and mites. So the horseshoe crab is actually not a member of the crustaceans. It is not related to the crabs and lobsters, even though its name has crab in it. It is actually classified with the spiders, ticks, and mites. The chelicerae seize, pierce, or tear the prey that are partially digested externally before being consumed as a liquid. So their way of eating is that whatever it is that they are getting ready to eat, they have to digest it outside of their body, or at least partially digest it outside of their body first. They don't have mouth parts, so they can't chew anything. So once the prey species, whatever it is they're eating, has been dissolved outside of their body, then they can draw that liquid up, either with their chelicerae, or they can just simply then suck it up with their mouth. But that is how they eat. So here's a horseshoe crab. Everybody is familiar with this. If you haven't seen one at the beach, you've seen some, I'm sure, at the gift shops and whatnot. Again, they are not related to the crabs and lobsters. They are more closely related to spiders, ticks, mites, and scorpions. So speaking of scorpion, there is a scorpion. We can see the appendages end in 2 points. Being biramous, you can see right there they have the chelicerae, and of course the scorpion has the very well-known stinger. And then, of course, everybody's favorite, the spiders. This is one of the species of tarantula. Not sure if this is the rusty-kneed tarantula, probably not, but this is the spider. You can see the chelicerae are on the spider. They are right here on this guy. All right. Now let me go back. All right, so the chelicerae on the spider are right here. You can see them there. And then, of course, we have, these are my favorite spiders, the jumping spiders. You can see their chelicerae right here. And jumping spiders have, same as all spiders, they have 8 eyes. But the jumping spiders, because, they have their name, they jump, they have 2 very large eyes up front. Gives them binocular vision and allows them to judge the distance that they're getting ready to jump, whether or not they can make it or not. And they're really cool little spiders. Great jumpers, as their name would suggest. The chelicerates feeding is often aided by a pair of appendages called the pedipalps. Let's go back. So this on a jumping spider is the pedipalp right there. And they are near the mouth. The antennae are lacking, so they don't have antennae the way your insects do. They have 4 pair of walking legs, so 4 pair means they have 8 total. Their body alignment is they have a head and a thorax fused into a body segment called the cephalothorax. Okay, we're going to learn here in the not too distant future that insects have 3 body segments. Spiders only have the 2. They have the cephalothorax, and then the rear body segment is called the abdomen. Arachnids were one of the first to become adapted to life on land. There are about 30,000 known species of spiders. Most of them are on the smaller side, anywhere from 2 to 10 millimeters long, which is not very big. excluding the legs. So the body, their body portion, not counting their legs and how far they spread out, just their body, is about 2 to 10 millimeters long. Some female tarantulas, though, are pretty big. They can get up to about 90 millimeters or 9 centimeters. Okay, so that's pretty sizable. Males are almost always smaller than females, and we see this in a lot of different kinds of animals, primarily in your egg layers. So a lot of reptiles, snakes, for example, the females are always much larger because a larger female can carry more eggs, and more eggs gives you a chance that your offspring will make it and it'll help you pass your genes on to the next generation. The chelicerate's body is divided into, as I said earlier, a cephalothorax and an abdomen with 4 pairs of walking legs. Each chelicerate has a fang used for protection or defense, also used in predation in the spiders. They extend and inject venom of various neurotoxins, which means they affect the nervous system, protein digesting enzymes, or basically acids that break down the bonds between the proteins in their prey, and pain-inducing animines, which means they hurt when that is injected. And if any of you have ever had a spider bite, you can attest they do sting. Some of the chelicerates will manipulate their food with their chelicerate or suck up this semi-liquid fluid inside their prey. The scorpions. There's a little 80s metal humor for you right there. The Scorpions there. The rock band in the 80s there out of Germany. But anyway, the real scorpions, the ones that we're going to talk about, this is their body plan. They have the pedipalps, which are the pinchers. The cephalothorax of the scorpion goes from right here. This is their head and body segment. So that means all of their legs are going to be attached to that side of the cephalothorax. Now, the scorpions are a little different. They have the abdomen and so their abdomen has 2. They have the pre-abdomen, which contains their organs, and then the post-abdomen is unique among the scorpions because that's their tail. And then, of course, the tail at the end has the telson, and that is where their stinger is. So, different from the spiders, they have that abdomen specialized to deliver that sting. They are found in order Scorpioidea, usually found in the tropics, subtropics, and the deserts. They stay underground in burrows during the day and prey on spiders and insects at night. So if you've got a thing for spiders, then you would want scorpions around because they're going to eat on the spiders. They dismember their prey with their chelicerate and digest it externally. It stings with its tail to inject the venom. So different from the spiders, spiders will inject the venom with their fangs in their chelicerate. The scorpion injects its venom with the post-abdomen, the stinger on the back of their post-abdomen. Their stinger swings down from over the scorpion's head with deadly accuracy. So basically, whenever they pinch something, their stinger is going to drop right in between their pinchers. So whenever they grab anything with those 2 pinchers up front, whatever's in between them, that's where the stinger is going to land. And their venom contains neurotoxins, which means it will shut down the nervous system of their prey. Most scorpions will inject only enough venom to cause pain and swelling in humans, but there are a few species that can be fatal unless treated with antibodies to the neurotoxin. And the golden rule, from what I have understood about scorpions, is the big scorpions are, they're scary and intimidating because of their size, but really the ones you need to watch out for are the small ones. They seem to have the most toxic venom. This takes us to the ticks and the mites. These are parasites, not insects. A lot of people think that ticks and mites are insects, but they are not. You can clearly see they have 1, 2, 3, 4 pair of walking legs, whereas insects only have the 3 pair. So these are definitely in the Chelicerata grouping and not with Insecta. Okay, and of course, all ticks are parasites. This is a wonderful scanning electron view of a mite. It's probably a dust mite, called dust mites because they eat dust. And of course, 90% of all the dust in your home is dead human skin cells, and that's what they're after. And they are really, really small. We have mites that live on our bodies. The skin mites, they're eating the dead skin cells that haven't sloughed off yet, and they are so small that, as you can tell, you need a scanning electron microscope to see them. You can't feel them, but they are there. They are very, very small. Ticks and mites are in the order Achnarina. They're different from other arachnids because they have lost all external signs of segmentation and have a projecting mouth region. So instead of fangs, their mouth, basically called the capitulum, is a piercing mouth part. It just kind of allows them to tap in through your skin so that they can suck your blood, which of course is what ticks do. There are about 30,000 known species and have been described, but it is believed that there are many other species that have not been classified yet. And as I said earlier, that all ticks are parasitic. And since mites are microscopic, you can't see them. That makes them pretty hard to find, which is probably why there are a bunch out there that have not been classified yet, was why they believe that. And then, of course, ticks by nature are secretive. They don't want you to know that they are there because that way, if you know they're there, then you'll stop them from biting you. So they're very secretive and sneaky as they get on you, and they quietly sneak up your body and find a good spot to painlessly pierce your skin and start sucking your blood. They feed on blood of reptiles, birds, and mammals, so they're equal opportunity parasites. They're going to parasitize just about anybody. Mites parasitize various tissues of terrestrial vertebrates, which are your land-based vertebrates. Others prey on invertebrates or feed on plants. And then, of course, there are the mites that I was just talking about that eat dust and dead skin cells. This is going to be a good stopping point for us here with ticks and mites. All right, so that is going to be the end of lesson 2. So hopefully we know the drill by now. You want to get on out of here and head on over to Schoology and take your exit slip for lesson 2. Okay, so thanks for logging in and watching, and we will talk to you later.